Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Welcome. And hey, how you doing? You know what? It's so early in the morning, I actually forgot how that sequence went. Hello. Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for making your Sunday afternoon a part of my Sunday morning here on the south coast of British Columbia. It's the 17th day of December. Currently right here in White Rock, it's raining. We're looking at rain today, a few showers tomorrow, more rain on Tuesday, and then a stretch of sun taking us into the Christmas holiday. Looking forward to that. So currently rain here in White Rock and +5. So what is the weather like in your neck of the woods? Just wondering what the weather is like in your neck of the woods. My name is Matthew. This is MattTv, and we do it pretty much whenever I want. But it's always going to be at the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour. I really like doing these Sunday afternoon nooners, 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning here on the West Coast. I've been up since 6:30. About 20 minutes ago, my wife said to me as she was going back to bed, because I think I woke her up, she said, "You have to learn to sleep in." I'm a morning person. What can I do? I don't know. Going back to my MattTv Facebook page, just going to quickly refresh it, pull down the video, see the comments, and we're off to the races. Brother Jeff, Wayne Mason, how are you? Pretty entertaining show. A pretty entertaining show lined up for you this morning. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, some really cool news in regards to George Woodworth's accessible van plan, an updated number for you. We're going to help George get up and over that total amount he's looking for and get that bow on the van sooner than later. Yes? All right. Okay, here we are. Here is the current video. I would recognize that mug anywhere. And here we go. I got to make sure I keep up with my coffee. I just made a fresh coffee. It's nice and warm, so forgive me if you hear any slurping. I can turn around so you don't see me upon request. So let's get right into the last 24 brought to you by Nick. I was doing show prep last night. I was sitting on the couch last night getting ready to go over to the in-laws, and it was 5 o'clock here on the West Coast and 9 o'clock in the Moncton area, where C103 was broadcasting pirate radio with Crawdaddy and Dude. And I'm telling you, the combination of those two individuals, those energies in the same room, sharing time on the radio frequency, it's just amazing. They had me laughing from the opening sequence. Now, I don't know if they have like an audio vault where you can go back and listen to past episodes of pirate radio. If they don't, it's something they might want to look into for 2018, because it's gold. It's gold, Jerry. So very entertaining last night. Pirate radio on C103 in Moncton. Crawdaddy and Dude continuing to do it right through 2017. And I know they'll carry the laughter right into 2018. Yes? All right. So thank you. Thanks for Dude and Crawdaddy for putting pirate radio together. My early 20s, that was it for me. Going to community college, doing the radio broadcasting, hanging out at the Cat House and SeaWorld, and pirate radio on Saturday nights, drinking 5-star Canadian whiskey, drinking stogies. Yes, fond memories. Like I was mentioning, I was doing show prep in just filling in some time before we went over to the in-laws for some Chinese food. I see Wayne Mason is in here, and he put a picture up. I was talking last week about the next time you have Chinese food or you have a fortune cookie, read it out loud and then add "in bed." And Wayne Mason did that, put it up on the page. It was quite funny. So we're having Chinese food last night. We're all done eating. We're all sitting around the family table. And I'm like, all right, let's get into those fortune cookies and have a little fun. No, you have to ask. So you have to ask. Chinese food is expensive. There's no doubt about it. Doesn't matter where you go. Chinese food is expensive. So even if you spend upwards of $100 on Chinese food, they can't give you 5 or 6 fortune cookies. Really? Okay. So there were no fortune cookies. So that was quite disappointing, because I was looking forward to doing everything in bed. But going back to work on Friday, it was day 3 of this tile job that we were doing at the Joy SkyTrain station. Dave Keenan, Jordan Butler, the first day we were there, just did an unbelievable amount of work. The hammering and the smashing that they were doing into 1.5-inch tiles that were on top of, in some cases, maybe 3 or 4 inches of concrete. So Wednesday, Thursday, we had a power tool there, which made it easier. Friday, we just were there to just make sure everything was all tickety-boo and ready for a concrete pour earlier or coming up this week. But just to give you an idea of how much physical work, we measured it up. It was roughly 300 linear feet. All the areas that we smashed, or that Dave Keenan and Jordan smashed, was approximately 300 linear feet. The depth, or the width, sorry, was minimum 16.5 inches to a max of like 17 3/4. So it's pretty wide, and we had to go down at least 3 inches. So a lot of material coming out of there. So like I've said in shows last week, hats off, and a package of gold stars to Dave Keenan and Jordan Butler. All done. And that's just part 1 of 2. We'll soon be moving the fence and going into another area because we have to keep bus passengers out of these areas as we work. So we have to do it in sections. So we'll be going back and smashing. Actually, we won't be smashing because we have a generator and a cackle gun. So that's going to do the work for us. So yeah, we're there on Friday morning. Work for a few hours, which leads us right into our staff party on Friday morning. We had a staff party at 11:30 Friday morning. It was a really good time. There was probably 16, 17, no more than 20 people at this party. Party started about, we got there about 12 o'clock. We got there about 12. We left about 11:30. Our boss is just a tremendous individual. I can't say enough. Can't say enough about our boss. But the funniest thing about, well, Joe Desmond popped in for a bit on his way to go teach musical lessons. But the funniest part of the afternoon, one of our workers, the boss was buying everyone drinks, right? So if you like to consume alcohol, you were at the right party. Well, one of the workers, now you got to remember, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30 in the afternoon. It's still light out. It's on the verge of becoming dark because it's winter. And one of our workers, a young French guy, he has to get home. He's got to get home. He's got to get home because he has to catch the last train. What he doesn't realize, or what we just can't stress to him enough, is that the last train is actually 10 hours away. So he was all gung-ho to get home. So we couldn't talk him out of not catching that last train because there were hundreds of trains that would arrive at the same station in the next 11 hours. Long story short, we couldn't convince him to stay. He left. He was home in bed by 4 and slept till midnight. So that was his Christmas party. That was his Christmas party. Staff party. Oh, so after the staff party, I become and I have no problem. I have no problem doing this. I was a designated driver. I would rather I can put up with annoying drunk people, but my window is much smaller. I can only take so much, not as much as I did back in the day, like 10 years ago. They what's the word I'm looking for? It eats away at you. Just having people that are inebriated in your vehicle. They want to hear loud music, which means they have to talk louder, and the next thing you know, you feel like you're in a dance club. But you're actually trying to concentrate getting these people from point A to point B on a busy road. So always interesting to be the designated driver. And at least once I have to tell people just to please zip it so I can concentrate. So for me, staff party, took a bunch of people out to Aldergrove. I was home here in White Rock at 7:30. I had a bagel. And I went to bed. And that was my Friday night. I know, it's just crazy. Oh yeah, John wanted to catch the last train. Sometimes I have a hard time reading my own writing. Yesterday, this is just the last 24 brought to you by Nick. And I know I have some viewers in here, but the one thing I like about the internet, if you can't watch me live, that's okay. I'll never complain that you missed a show live, ever, because the beauty of the internet, I can post it and you can watch it whenever you like. So it's going to be the same show. Like I said, it's about the content of the show. So you can leave messages whenever you like. It's all good. It's all good. Helping the boss out yesterday. It's the least I could do after him dropping a bunch of money on a staff party the day before. So me and some other coworkers helping the boss moving furniture from point A to point B. my advice, if you've never moved furniture before, don't be the first to volunteer to move something. If there's something easier for you to do, like move boxes, that's the direction you want to go in. If you can't understand the difference between pick up and put down, I can't have you as a partner. I can't. Because the last thing I want to do is damage a piece of furniture or damage a wall or a door as we're trying to get this piece of furniture in the house. So if we're not on the same page, I will know quite quickly. I'll know quite quickly. Had to pick up cat food for Honey yesterday. Two quick stories about dogs, two different types of dogs. When I was helping my boss move in his new house, there is a dog there, and the dog's name is Lucy, and I'm not quite sure the breed of the dog, but Lucy is just a little bit bigger than Zorro. Just a little bit bigger than Zorro. So it's not a very big dog. Just so much energy, so much fun. It would just roll over on her back and you could pet her and it was just amazing. But when I went in and got the cat food at Mother Hubbard right up the road here, there was a Irish wolfhound. I don't know if you've ever seen an Irish wolfhound. You might want to Google it just to give you an idea of how big this animal was. So I go in to get cat food and there's this big gray mass on the floor and it's an Irish wolfhound. So Google the image just to give you an idea. It would probably be up to at least my waist when it stood up, if not higher. I wouldn't be surprised if the dog was looking at my chest. I'm only 5'7", 5'8". This was a massive dog, but it was just it was so chill. So chill. So hats off to those who have big dogs. I know Richard Jones, his family, they have two, I think they're Great Danes. I'm pretty sure Richard Jones has two Great Danes. I'm pretty sure. Christmas baking, I talked about it last week. Haven't got around to it yet. A couple of other things I want to talk about in the last 24 brought to you by Nick. The first day of winter. The first day of winter is happening on this Thursday, the 21st. Here are the times locally. 8:28 Pacific, that's 11:28 Eastern, 12:28 Atlantic, 12:58 p.m. in Newfoundland is the winter solstice. It's 8 hours, 4 minutes shorter than the summer solstice. December 21st, 2017 here in White Rock, we're going to have 8 hours, 11 minutes, 3 seconds. That's how long our day will be. That's how long your day will be on Thursday, December 21st, 8 hours, 11 minutes, and 3 seconds. Talked about C103 and Pirate Radio, and that is it. That's the last 24 brought to you by Nick. And if you've never seen my show before, the last 24 brought to you by Nick is just basically a summary of what has happened to me in my life. So feel free at any time to leave comments and just play along. Just play along. And speaking of playing along, Ellen DeGeneres has something fantastic. We're all getting a sneak peek of it on the internet. It's coming up on NBC, and we're going to talk about what Ellen DeGeneres is doing to just, it's unity. I just absolutely love her. I love her. She's just so amazing, so amazing. One of those people that I would just like to call her up on the phone and just talk to her, because she sounds like she'd be able to pick anyone up from whatever low place you're at. She would definitely be able to pick you up. Carolyn, how are you? Welcome to a Sunday afternoon nooner if you're in the Atlantic time zone. 14 minutes after 8 as the rain continues to fall here on the south coast of British Columbia. Rain today, a few showers tomorrow, and then more rain on Tuesday. And then the weatherman says sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hopefully right into Christmas. As long as there is no snow, I'm okay. Later this week, I will be doing brand new shows all this week. I'll be doing shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, quite possibly Friday. This will be the last week for live shows. I'll take a week off, and then I'll come back and do a bunch of shows before the end of the year. Speaking of the end of the year, that's exactly where my MattTv Canadian flag will be. Until early January, our flag will be in Conception Bay, South Newfoundland, hanging out with none other than Simon McGuinness. All right. See, I talk so long, my coffee is actually getting cold. So I'm just going to take a couple drinks. We're going to get ready to get right into Toby's Edmundston weather. Not a bad forecast for Edmundston, New Brunswick. You're looking at minus 14 today, but sunshine, a few clouds, and down to minus 20 tonight. I just can't even grasp. I can't even do those temperatures anymore. There's no way I could do minus 20 anymore. High tomorrow, minus 11, a mix of sun and cloud. Periods of snow for Tuesday. A mix of sun and cloud for Wednesday, sunshine for Thursday, back to snow. It's so far down the road. So enjoy today and tomorrow, and be prepared for periods of snow on Tuesday with a high of -4. And that is a look at Toby's Edmundston weather. Border scores a massive day in the NFL as the 2017 season, it's nearing an end. So every game, those teams that are in the hunt for a playoff spot, they better step up their game today. No one who is on the doorstep of getting into the playoffs, you can't afford to lose today. So let's just quickly run down the schedule of NFL games happening today. Maybe your team is playing. I'm pretty sure they are. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone's playing today. So here we go. Arizona at Washington, Baltimore at Cleveland, Cincinnati is in Minnesota, Green Bay in Carolina. That's going to be a great game. Houston in Jacksonville, Miami is in Buffalo. We have the New York Jets in New Orleans to play the Saints. Philadelphia in New York to play the Giants. The LA Rams are in Seattle. That's a 105 game. You can be guaranteed that I'll be sitting in front of a TV watching that this afternoon. That's going to be a great game. The Seahawks need to win against the Rams today. New England Patriots are in Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. That's the Sunday night game. A few Sunday night games. That's going to be a good one. That will be a really great game after the game that New England played last week in Miami. They're going to need this win. They will need this win. Pittsburgh is winners of their last 8. Going to be a great game. Tennessee and San Francisco, also Dallas and Oakland. The Monday Night Football has Atlanta in Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers, and that is a quick look at the board of scores. I see someone sent me a message, or I have a notification. Just let me go back. James, how are you, my friend? I like the beard. I like the beard that your dad put together. Quite nice. Just wondering what the inspiration was behind dyeing his beard blue. Just wondering. Curious, as they might say. Yes, let's do this. Wayne the Great product plug. This is something that I will enjoy after the program because we all know, and I've said this many, many times, the real winner of this contest is this guy. This is Wayne the Great product plug. This is a product taken out of its original packaging in my famous red wine glass. What is everyone looking at here? You can tell it's hard because you can hear it. So that's the Wayne the Great product plug. Guess away if you so choose. I do want to get into William's Wacky Soundbite of the night, and then we're going to get into my briefs. We're going to have a look at Facebook Saved and the Skinny on the Scoop. So 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, I can almost guarantee you this is going to go longer than 30 minutes, but that's okay. I might aim for 60 minutes because that's just how I roll here on the old Facebook Live and MattTv, live from White Rock, British Columbia on the 17th day of December 2017. Hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you are all geared up for the holidays. No, they are not hazelnuts. It's more candy. It's not as healthy as hazelnuts. There's actually no nuts in it at all. No nuts in it at all. So I'm going to move right into William's Wacky Soundbite of the night. It's just an opportunity for me just to step away from the camera, consider it a bathroom break or a smoke break, or go to the fridge and get yourself a drink, whatever you need to do. I'm going to play a song here in a couple of minutes, and then we're going to get into the Skinny on the Scoop. I'm going to talk about a few things that are rolling around in current affairs right now, like RCMP investigations, Ontario high school students, Canada Revenue Agency, Disney and 21st Century combining forces, and we're going to talk about kissing bugs and UPS. Also Facebook Saved, and I have an interview coming up on Wednesday night. I'll be talking with Aaron Bauma. On Wednesday night. I'll get into that with Facebook Saved. But first, let's move right into William's Wacky Soundbite of the night. I'm just going to cue this up. This is the Bangles. Hazy Shade of Winter on MattTv.
So
was nice. The Bengals and Hazy Shades of Winter on MattTv. 23 minutes after 8. I might try and squeeze everything in here in the next 7 minutes. I think I can because I know my ability to talk really, really fast. Facebook save, just a few things going through Facebook, things that jumped out at me I wanted to make note of, thought I would pass them along to you. That's why I call it Facebook Save. So here we go. Aaron Bauma is going to be on the show Wednesday night. That's a 6 o'clock show Wednesday night. So I'll be talking to Aaron 6, 10, about 10 after 10, 10 after 6 my time. That's the plan. I know I was just reached out to him last night, just made a comment to see if he'd want to come on the show. We talked about Wednesday night. I haven't really discussed what we're going to talk about, but always interesting when I have Aaron on my show. So looking forward to that on Wednesday night. I saw Ron Jones made a post about the Dark Crystal. Anyone my age would know the Jim Henson creation of the Dark Crystal. It's returning to theaters. I don't think it was ever in theaters, but the Dark Crystal is coming to, and I think it's just select U.S. theaters, and that's happening in February 2018. I'll put a link up to that on my Facebook page here at the end of the show. I was talking a few moments ago about Ellen DeGeneres. I like to call her Ellen So Generous. She's going to be the host of a new game show called Game of Games. And maybe you've seen it. Promos running on the internet, more than likely on Facebook. It's on NBC. Looking forward to that show. That looks like a lot of fun. I read a quick story, and I'll put this again up on my my MattTv Facebook page at the end of the show. Just a quick story where it says, being forgetful is a sign that you're more intelligent because you are filtering information and you're only retaining information that is beneficial to you, like information that helps you problem solve. So I am very forgetful. Very forgetful. Really cool story, and I hope this is true. George Clooney, one of the good guys in Hollywood. I read a story where just recently he got 14 of his closest friends together. Now, these friends, they're not all actors or well off. They're just individuals who back in the day when George Clooney moved to Los Angeles and was just getting a start, these people helped him out. So we got, he calls them the boys. So we got the boys together, and when they arrived, they sat down at a table, and in front of them, they each had a black briefcase in front of them. They opened it up, and there was $1 million. George Clooney gave 14 of his closest friends $1 million apiece. How can you not love that guy? How can you not love it? One final thing here, I think, unless I turn my page and there's something there. No. I was just on George Woodworth's Facebook page, checking out George's accessible van plan. Great numbers here. As of about 45 minutes ago, the total on his page was 36,041. It was just over $7,000. They needed to raise just over $7,000 a week ago. Sorry. They need just over $7,000 right now. A few weeks ago, it was just under $10,000. So that number that they need is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So good luck to George. Just tremendous individual. And I'll be so thrilled, as I know he will be too, when he has his accessible van. It's really going to change his life and will certainly change the lives of everyone that he comes into contact with. Yes? All right. Okay, let's move right into the skinny on the scoop. The skinny on the scoop. So here's just a few stories I want to talk about. I'm just going to close this window here. Just a few stories I'm going to skim through. I think I can do this in the next 3 minutes. There's absolutely no way I can go for another 37 minutes. So I'm just going to highlight some stories. And I'm just going to read off my page here, so forgive me, but I think my reading is okay. The RCMP will review about 25,000 sexual assault cases. The RCMP plans to re-examine every sexual assault case since 2015, where no charges were laid, no matter the reason. That's about 25,000 cases. This comes after Mountie investigators looked at 2,225 files from 2016, where complaints, allegations were dismissed as unfounded. They found 284 files that needed further investigation. In some, there wasn't sufficient documentation explaining how the case was pursued, why it was classified as unfounded. In others, investigators seemed to lack knowledge of consent law. So, a lot of problems there, which is why they're going to continue their investigation. This is a major review, but it's not the only one. Police agencies across Canada have been reviewing old cases and taking a closer look at how they handle sexual assaults since the Globe and Mail published a series of stories that expose flaws in how officers have handled investigations. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The power of the media is exactly that. The power of the media. And we're going to talk about just how the power of the media works when I get to a story about this UPS TD Bank inheritance fiasco. A great ending, and I can't wait. When I read it last night, I had to run into the bedroom and tell Jan, because I had talked about it earlier, and I even suggested you need to they had the ball rolling with the CBC, they just needed that journalist, or just needed that little bit more exposure, and they got it, and they're going to get themselves a great Christmas present. A few more things I thought I would touch base on as we wrap up this Sunday nooner here on the 17th day of December. This is good news and bad news. The last sentence, the last word in this sentence is really disturbing. Fewer high school students in Ontario are drinking, smoking, and doing drugs. That is great. A survey of grades 7 to 12 students found the lowest rates of substance use since the 1970s. But one finding is more worrying. 1% of students in grade 9 to 12 have tried fentanyl. They need to educate these kids on fentanyl because fentanyl will kill you. Just like that. You're dead. So let's educate the kids a little bit more on that, shall we? But good on the students. That's a really good number, that last sentence. If you're going to try one drug for the first time, make sure it's not fentanyl. Make sure it's not fentanyl. The Ombudsman for Canadian taxpayers says problems with the Canada Revenue Agency are systemic and not getting better. What a weird sentence. If you know there's a problem, fix it. Maybe everyone that's in there right now, fing, goodbye. Let's hire some millennials with a little oomph. Let's get some stuff done here, right? The Ombudsman office got almost 1,500 complaints about the CRA last year. Unacceptable, yes? All right, including problems getting through to the CRA call center. So you're having a hard time getting a hold of them, and then when you do get a hold of them, you get inconsistent and incorrect information when people finally get a hold of someone. That's not cool either. I don't even get it. Disney is taking over 21st Century Fox. For some, it's a worrying consolidation of who owns blockbuster brands. But for movie fans, it means more cool movie mashups. The Avengers could share the screen with the X-Men. Deadpool could meet Captain Jack Sparrow. And Hulk could smash Wolverine. Would those be mashups that you would be interested in seeing? A couple of quick more stories. TD Bank. They backed down and gave that Ontario family their inheritance of just over $846,000. UPS had lost the bank draft between point A and point B, and the family had been fighting the bank for almost a year to get their money released. I'm going to put the updated information of that story on my MattTv page. Enjoy it. Some of the quotes from the bank people, you just want to, you're like, really? Like, they're so, they just don't care. You can tell that they don't care, and the only reason they're making a statement saying we apologize is because the power of the media. Power of the media. Oh, there was one other story I wanted to tell you about. And this one here, and this is kind of gross, and I would really love to see this on camera. You know how Planet Earth and Discovery, they just get the most amazing footage. They just see, how did they get the camera? How did they know these animals were going to be here? I would love to have a close-up of this. The kissing bug is a tropical insect that bites your face, usually while you sleep. That's pretty gross to have a tiny bug biting your face as you sleep. A Winnipeg doctor is warning about, I was going to YouTube the pronunciation of this. I'll put the link up. This bug gives you a certain disease, and I wish I would have pronounced it or learned how to pronounce it before I get to this point in the show. But it's commonly found in Central and South America. Several Winnipeg family members got sick. Now here's the gross part. The parasite is carried in the bug's feces because when the bug bites you, it has a massive bowel movement at the same time and that's when it's feeding. So while it's nibbling on your face, it's also relieving itself on your face, and the parasite is in there. That is just gross. Well, that's horrifying, untreated. If you don't, basically, so if this bug bites you and craps on your face and you don't wash your face, it could lead to heart, cause damage? Oh, it could travel to your heart and cause damage. Yee, that's nasty. That is nasty. That is nasty. Okay, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for hanging out for the Sunday Noon. There's going to be a live show. All the stories that I talked about and just lightly touched on, I will put up on the MattTv page here just in a couple of seconds. Thanks for all the live views. Thanks for hanging out for the Sunday Nooner, the 17th day of December, 2017. We are winding down this year. Wow, it's really flown by. Going to be live shows all this week. Based upon my availability, but I'm pretty sure I can put a show together in like 30 minutes. I proved that to myself last week, and I'm just having a lot of fun. So thanks for hanging out. Live shows, 6 p.m. Pacific, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's the last week before Christmas, so I'm going to try and get in as many shows as I possibly can. Okay, that's going to do it for me. I had a lot of fun here. I know it went by real fast, and it's all good. Thanks for the live views. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the love, because it's all being returned to you. Yes? All right. My name is Matthew. This is MattTV, now and always from sea to sea.